because it is now time to throw to CameronVengenz and Murcaz. Oh yeah, and JHobz too, for the Crash 3 NSD 80% race. Take it away.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Summer Games Done Quick 2019. Give it up. Been a fun event so far.
Hasn't it just, Spike? Hasn't it just?
I was about to say, I've been lucky to be sitting here on the couch, or on the desk. This isn't a couch anymore. For when we've crossed 100, 200, and we just saw it go past $300,000, raising money for Doctors Without Borders. And now, for that number 3, we've got the Crash Bandicoot and Sane Trilogy, Crash 3 and 80%. We planned that perfectly in the schedule. I am, again, Spike Vegeta, and I am joined
With Sword of Seals.
Yep, OG runner of the Crash games, lover of them, and these are some pretty difficult games. Definitely looking forward to this race. We've got the top 3 runners of Crash 3 80% here in JHobz 296, CameronVengenz, and Murcaz. Do you have a favorite for today's race?
Oh, don't make me pick favorites. That's not fair.
No, just who you think's going to win the race, not who actually is like your best friend.
Okay. I'd have to probably go with Cam, actually. I've seen a lot of his practice. He does have the fastest time of the 3, albeit not by too much, but it's just based on what I've seen of his play. Absolutely.
He has such a dedication to the craft of speedrunning. He's very good at the entire trilogy.
Oh, yeah.
So we actually saw him run Crash 1 at one of our past GDQs. And so he's already got a little bit of experience coming in there. I would debate he's probably the least consistent of the runners, but he has the highest ceiling. So he could end up anywhere between first, second, and third here. My heart definitely wants to go with Hobbs also. You know, obviously got to commentate with him a lot, but he's very, very good at this game, former world record holder of it, and also has experience running Crash 3 itself here.
Did a run last year, right?
Yeah. Yep, about to say the first performance of Crash of these. And you can't sleep on Murcaz, the most consistent runner here, has won all of our practice races that I've seen in recent memory.
He's definitely the underdog, but it's anyone's race, anyone's game, essentially, just because of how skilled they all are.
Absolutely, yeah. Hopefully Murcaz isn't suffering too much from jet lag right now. He's had about 4 days of it. Maybe he can just kind of sleepwalk his way through the run.
It's a bit hard to deal with, coming from, you know, from home. Like, it took me a while to adjust, and yeah, it can get a bit terrifying, but I reckon they'll all be fine. They've all got a lot to do.
Would not be surprised to see any of these 3 take home the crown today, but with that, we're going to kick it up to the front to introduce the runners and show off a little bit of tech for you guys before we start the run.
Hey, everybody. I think we're live now, right?
Yeah. Are we?
I believe so.
Let's go.
Hi. So I'm JHobz. This is CameronVengenz right over here, and this is Murcaz. Murcaz is also coming to us from Norway, by the way.
Yeah, it's a bit far.
Really cool.
Thank you for clarifying that. I forgot what country he was from.
Real quick, we wanted to show really what the speed difference is with the tech, because if you don't have the right context, sometimes it's a little hard to tell. So we're going to have right now, Murcaz is going to start walking. We're going to have Cameron start slide spinning now to show you what that looks like. And I'm going to do a technique called hob sliding, which should really show you how fast it is, because I'm going to catch up pretty quickly to him, except I messed it up because I'm bad. But there we go. Now we're really getting it. So you can see I'm like already past them. So that's pretty much just like how fast that technique is. I messed it up like 3 times and we still got past them. So we're going to quit out, head back towards the title screen to start this race. The last thing I want to show you is in this warp room here, which is occasionally that hob sliding will drop because of things like walls, where normally you do a diagonal slide spin like this, but if you do that into a wall, it will...
I'm still getting requests even though I'm not on.
Okay. Can we maybe have someone from tech come help out with that real quick?
Wouldn't be a Crash game without a crash.
Without a crash.
What I was explaining real quick on this is that the spin will sometimes buffer to the end of your slide if you run into a wall. So that might happen sometimes, and it'll cause us to lose a lot of speed. So we're really going to try to avoid that. With that, though, we'll start getting ready as they're figuring out the issues with Murcaz's thing.
Yeah, as Hobbs was getting to there's a ton of tech in this game. That technique right there he was showing off, they do call it Hobbs slides. That was discovered in late 2017. It took some of the more trivial platforming stages in the early part of the run and made them some of the hardest.
I need it too.
Sorry, go ahead, Spike.
No.
One thing to mention, even though Crash is a platformer that originated on the PlayStation console, they're all using the PC version of the game.
Yes.
Very important to note. Main reason being that the PC port of this game is the only one that can run at 60 frames per second.
And then what?
Yeah, that definitely has taken a lot of those techniques like HobZ slides and just a few other spots here and there and actually made them more consistent, believe it or not. Usually when stuff goes to 60 FPS, that's more frames that it, frame perfect tricks and whatnot we get harder on.
Absolutely.
But that allows them an easier time of chaining those slide spins together.
What?
What did you turn off?
Those two, it's top two. The top two check marks.
Oh, we are? Can they hear us though?
Top two check marks.
I think while we're finishing setup, we can also kick it over to iggyzig to read off a few donations.
Hey, appreciate it, Spike. $50 from Joseph17 says, love me some Crash. Thank you very much.
It happened.
Zachi2 with $15 says, Crash was a huge part of my childhood, and I love watching the runs, both new and old. Good luck to all the runners this week. $15 from Braylon says, thanks to everyone for this awesome event. Yet again, keep running fast.
Also, I want to interject that this song slaps. All right, iggyzig, go for it.
We got somebody with their eyes on the prize later tonight. Aethlin sends $25 and says, I'm loving SGDQ into 2019 so far, but you know what can make it better? That Delta Rune race. Let's get that bonus game instead of Met. That's right. Bonus games mean more GDQ for you, so... We got ourselves a $25 donation from It's Rob D. No comment, but thank you so much for your generosity. Just want to check out on the punch-out incentives again. The all-unique fights is only a little more than half away from reaching his $5,000 goal, so you guys can do it. I've seen it happen before. I want to see it happen again. A lot of donations came in for that blindfolded incentive. Jay Sue sends $25. Says, keep up the great work, everyone. Let's get that blindfolded punch out instead of Met.
Down, 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 down. Wow, 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 wow. Wow.
Trust me, you want this race to start soon. I'm going to start jamming.
I think we're good to go now. Yeah?
Are we good?
Are we all good? Yeah? All right, great. Sorry about that, but now we should be good to go. And we are we're using autosave on this. Normally we don't, but there's some potential soft locks in this that we want to make sure that we avoid. So if everybody's good.
Yep.
All right, let's all count down together from 5. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
All right, so again, this is Crash 3 for the Sane Trilogy. The first thing they're automatically going to be picking up, we're here in this little hub world of sorts that they can go to all 25 of the different levels. First thing is they're going to be picking up Coco, Crash's sister, and that actually allows them to swap back and forth between them through a little technique they use right there.
Yeah, that's one of the main things they added to the Insane Trilogy is the ability to play as Coco Bandicoot. In the original game Crash Warped on the PlayStation, Coco was only able to be used in specific levels.
Now, this is one of those levels that is unique to her, and that tiger is adorable. We're going to be riding on Pearl all the way throughout this. The big thing they're going to try to do is try to just cut the corners as much as they can, which means riding the railing. Now, these are not bumpers for all of our bowling fans out there. They can dive off of these, so they want to jump and try to cut the corners as much as they can.
It's also a lot faster to jump uphill, purely...
About to say, momentum not working against you. Right there, we see Murcaz and the other runners all getting to those crystals. Now, that's going to be the main goal within each level. We don't have to break all the boxes, this not being 100% run, but they do need to collect the 25 different Uh-oh. Looks like we got a death right there by Murcaz, unfortunately. Tried to jump over the final obstacle of the level that's going to already cut into, a little bit of a lead he's going to have to cut back into for this race.
So the thing that happened there is the rare occasion, which is a glitch jump with the tiger, and it was a really bad spot, and it ended up killing me.
Sometimes the tiger, when you jump like multiple times in a row, sometimes it'll do a maximum height jump when you really don't want it to.
Thanks, Vivi.
But there's still plenty of time for him to catch up.
I was about to say, 24 levels still left in the run. And now we go into Toad Village, our first pure platforming stage, and where Hobbs and them were showing us that Hobbs slide technique. This is an extremely difficult technique to not just start at all. You need some sort of a slope or a raised surface as you're doing a slide spin jump going on to each of them, and then chaining that as long as they can. They only have a few frames to start it back up each time.
The good thing about this level, though, is that the sides of either the left or right have so much slope terrain that if they do happen to miss one of these hop slides or drop one, they can just go for a backup one at any time. One of the main parts of the run that all three of these runners are excellent at is knowing backup spots for getting this speed tech, because as you can clearly see, it is much faster than any other way of moving.
Yeah, you can save a ton of time over runners not utilizing that in each of the platforming stages. Now you got a little bit of a route divergence. You're actually going to see CameronVengenz and Murcaz both going into the next platforming stage, that being Boneyard right here, while Hobbs goes into the first water level of the game, Under Pressure. For the platforming, where it's the same sort of concept, they're going to try to Hobbs slide as much as they can, utilizing stuff like these logs right here you're seeing from Cameron, starting up very nice on his part. Murcaz getting there soon. Tell us a little bit about what's going on in Under Pressure for Hobbs.
So Under Pressure handles a little bit differently to the platforming levels. You can kick and you can spin. What Hobbs is doing is basically essentially holding the controller in such a way where he can just essentially spam them both as much as he can. This vehicle here, this little submarine here, has the ability to charge as well. So he's just spinning through all the enemies, clearing them out as quick as he can, trying to catch this gate cycle here. Nice.
Very nice.
Very nice there.
Lastly, we talk about cycles in this game a lot, and almost all the cycles in this game work off of what we call global cycles, meaning as soon as they enter the level, all of these moving platforms, these enemies, they're already moving around. So they can tell if they play through it perfectly that they can catch those cycles. Overall, pretty solid Under Pressure right there by Hobbs.
By the way, Murcaz absolutely already caught up a lot of time on us on Toad Village, because Cam and I both totally messed it up. So
mine was perfect. What do you mean?
And right now you're seeing Murcaz carrying that Hobbs slide all the way around that 2D section right there, blazing through this spot right here. You can see that speed, insane. They can utilize, if they were not good, like we see right here, they could use some of those slopes to restart them up, but absolutely blasting through that level.
Really important to note that was a unique instance of the Hobbs slide there, where he actually used a stack of 3 crates to start one as opposed to a slope.
Yeah, my God.
Works a little bit differently to your standard Hobbs slide.
So, my two Toad Village and Boneyard was really amazing, but
yes, it was.
So it caught up a bit of time for the blunder in level 3.
Hobbs able to also get that triple stack off the boxes. That's one of the more creative and insane usages.
I like what you did there.
You're welcome.
More of that, huh?
It's literally the lowest hanging fruit of puns you can make while playing
this game's all puns. All the level names are all puns. We had a little bit of a talk earlier. The name Under Pressure, for example, just,
Hobbs, unfortunately, back there did drop it because he was giving me crap for my joke back there, idiot. But is able to get that triple stack right there. Very nice. Had to go back and utilize the bonus pad of all things. Again, they do need a raised surface to be able to make this work. Looks like Murcaz right there also able to catch that cycle in Under Pressure, so good stuff.
And this is the part where all 3 of them, I believe,
will converge in one level to go.
Into the most exciting level in the warp, making waves.
Yeah, we get these little jet ski levels. First of 2 right here. Another level that is specific. You have to play as Coco in these. Again, going on the jet ski, trying to avoid obstacles and whatnot. The only real piece of tech is this Hobbs calling it slaloming back and forth. I probably said that right. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't go skiing. He does. So yeah. But yeah, this kind of going back and forth like this saves less than a second, a minimal amount of time. But obviously every second, or in this case, slash of a second counts. So with that, I'll go ahead and kick it over to Iggy if he wants to read us just like 2 quick donations, and then we have something big to explain after this level.
Fantastic, Spike. $25 from Gramilios.
Yo.
Hey, for the Crash race. I hope you all hobsled your way to victory. Donating towards future tents because that stage is a beast.
Yes, absolutely. Make sure if we have not met that incentive yet. Actually, Iggy, tell us, how close are we to getting that future tents level into this?
Oh, we're good to go. We're seeing it, Spike.
Oh, we're good.
Excellent.
Okay, yeah, nice. Good to hear. So with that, we are near the end of making waves right here. And what we got coming up after this, every 5 crystals that you collect, oddly enough, there's 5 levels in each of these warps, will unlock a boss fight. So normally, casually, you would fight Tiny the Tiger here. Not much going on in that fight in a speedrun. It's a bit of an auto-scroller of sorts. But they're actually going to go for a technique called the gate clip. We just talked about Future Tense, this DLC level, that completely original level that Vicarious Visions put into the run. There's an elevator that goes to that. What the players are going to do is they're going to set up a glitch where it's going to store the menu in the background where they can swap back and forth between Crash and Coco. So you're going to see them get onto that elevator and then do some blind movement to completely skip the boss and get into the second warp. Let's give them some serious time.
Free.
All right, Cameron, the first one in.
Excellent.
Please hold your applause. Let's see if all 3 of them can get it.
Oh crap, I didn't. This is why we have autosave on, because if I don't load right here, then things might go bad.
All right, so that is going to tie it up between Murcaz and JHobz.
I should be good. Yes, I'm good.
Nice.
Murcaz, the second one in. Let's see if JHobz can make it. 3 for 4.
So I have to talk to the computer again because it messed up.
JHobz, unfortunately, with the second fail, having to go for it again. Again, it is blind movement, and there's a lot of pits everywhere in that out-of-bounds section, so easily they can fall off. And at that point, they got to save themselves and reload to try to set up the trick again. This does save a minute if you're able to get it first try.
Really important to not undermine the difficulty of this trick as well. They make it look a lot easier than it actually is.
Okay, I heard the buttons. I should be good this time.
Are we good to go?
Let's see if we can get on the optimal level.
And we've got it.
Nice.
There we go. All 3.
Okay. Now, you know, obviously a big time loss right there for JHobz, but there is a lot of extremely challenging levels to go, and another one of those that they're going to have to execute, an even harder version late in the run. So, but good, we don't have to see Tiny the Tiger. And while we were going off of that, Cameron and Murcaz, very strong tune times right there. First of the Egyptian-based levels. Got this oil that we see JHobz going off of right now. You can actually, on these slippery surfaces, same with the ice in Crash 2, you can actually just chain your slides together, which is faster than just doing slide spins. Now we got in Hog Ride here. Ooh, unfortunately, Cameron ramming into the cop car right there. A very difficult strat we're going for where we're trying to carry these boosts as far as we can all the way to effectively the end of the level. Very difficult strat. Murcaz setting up for it right now. You lose a lot of your control despite all this speed. You can go a little bit off of the road, but once you hit about the section where you see the little pebbles, you would drop it. So try not to ram into any cars, including the cops.
Really important to mention that these enemies that are in the level are just really brutal.
Yes.
They just shove you, and that's all it takes to just end the wheelie. So,
but with that, Murcaz absolutely nailing it.
Let's go, baby!
Remember, Murcaz took a death in the very first level to run. All of a sudden, he is right behind Cameron.
Photo finish.
So I go to Midnight Run next, and then I'll be doing Hog Ride.
It's actually going to kind of line up to where all 3 of them are going to be in Midnight Run now, I believe.
No, I
think
Cameron goes to
it's a
the whiz. Yeah, it's more of a preference kind of thing.
Yeah, and that's kind of the nice thing about running Crash 3 and Crash 2 is that you can actually kind of do warps in any order you prefer. But we haven't really been talking about it yet, but a form of health in this game are actually the masks you see there on the loading screen and following behind the players. You got, say, Cameron right here in G-Wiz right now, another one of the medieval platforming stages. there's two goals here. One, obviously get to the end of the level as fast as you can, but the second goal is to end up taking 2 masks out of this level. Some death-defying hob slides over some of these pits. You have just enough speed to just get around the corners. Cameron, having that second mask right there, when you obtain a third mask, it will actually give you an amount of invincibility for a while the song is in duration. And they want to use that for the next stage quite a bit. So, looks like a strong midnight run there by JHobz. Murcaz making his way to the end as well.
Again, Midnight Run being much like Oriental Express, it's more of the same. Essentially, ride the rails, run up the hills, jump to go up the hills to save time as well. I believe at the end there, they opt not to do a jump just because of the spacing of the hole and the enemy at the end as well, because the crystal is placed in such a way where it's right in front of the hole.
Yeah, we're also worried about that glitch that happened to Murcaz.
I've heard about this.
Yeah, we might have had an example of it earlier.
The glitch that it killed me in level 3 can happen when you jump a lot. So when we tend to not jump before the crystal, because if that happens there, you're going to jump over the crystal and have to either redo the level or just die and do it again.
Now, the big reason why they wanted to carry that double mask, tell me what's going on Cameron's screen right now, Sword.
Right, so what you want to do on this level, you've got hangrails in this level which are obnoxiously slow. But triple mask form allows you to move way faster here. So he wanted to take the 2 masks out of Gwiz, enter this level, hop slide into the mask crate so that he spends as little time on these hangrails as regular Crash as possible, as you saw. Beautiful section by Cam there.
Yeah, carried it as far as he could, just skip out that slow movement as much as possible.
So I just want to check in. We're all having trash runs, right? It's not just me.
It's just you, buddy.
I mean,
Such is the way with Crash Bandicoot speed running, my friend.
I started pretty well, won't you say?
Yeah.
I started with like
pretty solid start.
Yeah, as you can see, it's kind of one of those. PBs don't really matter in this instance.
No.
Those are effectively jockeying for position to get here at GDQ, but they don't. It's like playoffs in sports. They don't care what your times were coming in now. It's all about how you execute right now in the moment. So now all of them kind of in different levels. Cameron going into Midnight Run as well. Again, just going to be trying to jump around corners. Again, that tiger is adorable.
Absolutely.
While JHobz making his way into Gwiz, again, wants to end the stage taking in 2 masks. Something we didn't note was that some levels and bosses will actually take your masks away. So that's why they wanted to make sure they did Hog Ride before all of this triple mask setup, because it actually takes your masks away. Murcaz there, getting his own triple mask, blazing his way through these hanging sections.
A tiny little hop slide there on the corner crevice being really crucial, because again, it allows you to get to the hangrail section sooner, which means that you spend less time. Oh, I like that.
Ooh. Yeah, Murcaz carrying that very deep, also on the bars.
And you've also got JHobz up there on top left, you know, just carrying the hop slides over all of the corners of the level. You know, it's just crazy to see just how fast you blitz through the medieval levels with hop sliding.
Again, the medievals used to be, I would say, some of the more trivial levels. We just kind of got through them. After hop slides, I went, oh no, these are really, really hard now. These are some of the hardest levels in the entire run, because there's so many ways that you can drop a hop slide. If you don't chain them together perfectly, you drop them. If you take any damage, that you can drop them. If you run into certain pieces of the geometry on the walls, it can kill them. But here we are, Cameron, first runner into the boss of World 2. We're actually going to elect to fight this guy. We could skip in as well, but this is actually a technique called the glitched high jump. Tell me a little bit about it.
Glitched high jump was actually in the original game. I'm very familiar with it. Basically, if you spin on the way up during a slide jump, you actually get additional height and distance. The way he's fighting Dingo Dial right now is not the intended way to fight. He's meant to shoot around the arena, and then he shoots you with the laser. It creates a gap in the wall, and then you're meant to hit him. But we haven't got time for that. We've got to go fast, right? So just jump straight over there, whack him, jump back out to avoid the blast, and that's it. The most trivial boss.
Yeah, so very nice.
Well done. Absolutely nailed it by Cam.
Let's not clap too much, because even I can do that, but it's fine. It's fine. Great job by the runners here. JHobz also having a really strong hang 'em high, was able to get his hop slide and carry that triple mask very deep into the level. So with that, we're going into Warp 3 now, into Dynamite. Definitely my favorite name in the series. Another one of the dinosaur-based levels. Again, we're going to be seeing hob slides all over the place. It's worth noting right there, you saw Murcaz just got out. Again, we were not intended to be able to get in there. That is from that gate clip earlier. Supposed to have defeated Tiny the Tiger. Each of the bosses give the players a different power-up. And Dingo Dial, a very short boss, and he gives you the double jump technique. We'll see that coming up in a couple levels later on in the run. It's going to allow us to do some skips that would make the time back that you would get from skipping this boss.
And it's just a really short boss as well.
Yes.
Like, you may as well, just for the extra leverage, right? Dynamite, though, one of the levels that benefits the most from having triple mass at the start, taking 2 mass into this level, absolutely imperative. A lot of the lava pits, you can just hob slide straight over them, because normally, if you don't have that, then you have to kind of work your way around them. The hitbox on them can be a little bit misleading sometimes, but they're both doing an amazing job. Brilliant job by JHobz there, beating Dingo Dial.
Taking out the Dingo.
So everybody out of Warp 2.
Yeah, the only real interesting thing about Dingo is timing your jumps in so that way you can hit him as soon as he's able to be hit, because it's not as soon as it looks. And also staying in specific positions so you know where the portal will spawn.
I love the use of hob slides in the warp room. You
I
know,
was about to say, just to ride the
Yeah,
railing.
just like we've got to get to the next level, just straight away.
I got the short one and then I messed up the important one.
So again, Cameron kind of holding on. Cameron having a strong run right now, keeping that 1 level lead on Hobbs and just about 15 seconds on Murcaz.
Let's hope he's not in deep trouble.
Deep trouble. This is one of the most difficult levels in the entire run. Again, you're going to be seeing the players trying to mash as much as they can to get those spins and those little flipper kicks out as quickly as they can. Lots of cycles going on here.
Absolutely.
This right here, barely able to get past that room. They're going to have another big one coming up. And again, those are all based off as soon as you enter the level.
Another thing that they're trying to do to optimize it is you've got like the little wind turrets at the bottom of the level where basically if you go past them, you take damage. It's trying to know exactly just when they're about to stop so you can get by them as quick as you can.
I failed the cycle.
Yeah, at this point, unfortunately, a little bit of sloppiness on Cameron's side. This is a big opportunity for Murcaz because you got Cameron's going to have to wait on this section right here. Again, those are the cycles that we're talking about.
I'm not getting it either.
All right, so that's a big opportunity for JHobz then.
It's
an opportunity for someone somewhere. Here, give me the controller. It's an opportunity for me. Okay. All right, it's an opportunity for me. Let's go.
The bravery of this man to accidentally body slam while being chased by a dinosaur and to still be determined enough to set up another hot slide just to gain a little bit more leverage. Brilliant.
So it is good to know. Also, we see Murcaz here at the end of the level. Lost his masks earlier. You can actually use that little vehicle as kind of a form of a mask.
Yes.
You can take damage and you can still go. Would have ideally liked to carry another mask into there to just barrel through the whole thing and not worry about it. Because now we've got our second motorcycle level here, Road Crash. This probably took me about 2 hours the first time I played this video game.
I know
but
someone else who took 2 hours too.
It's in the wrong warp room. This is much harder than the motorcycle level that comes after it in Warp 5.
Wait, is Cameron giving you crap?
Is he?
What?
No.
No, who are you giving crap to, Cameron?
Blunt.
Oh, Blunt. Dude, shouts to Blunt. Shouts to our couch right there. A bunch of crash runners.
I'm not getting the
I didn't know
cycle either.
you were bad at this level, Blunt. My bad. So, with that, Hobbs making his way through, see if he can catch these cycles or not. Nope. All right. So, with that, we're going to go ahead and kick it over some donations as we work through this motorcycle level. We'll stop talking crap. So.
Hey, appreciate it, Spike. $100 from Frail Jake says, hoping your hob slides don't drop and your cocoa levels are kind. Thank you, everyone involved in SGDQ. We got a $200 donation from Evolve Z. Says, hey, my boys, it's Evolve Z. It's my first time donating to GDQ, and I'm happy to do it. My favorite speedrun buddies are doing their C3 NST race. Good luck to all of you. Go and get that Marathon 39. Oh,
It's long.
Way gone. Marathon 49, more like it. Let's go.
and especially, don't let Tankway troll you. Thank you.
I had a super sketchy end to that deep trouble, but we got through it.
Evolves is another great crash runner and a good friend of ours. So.
Yeah, Evolves is awesome.
Ready for us all to be in the same level for about 5 seconds?
No, get out.
This one's kind of long.
This is a long level, yeah. the only real way to save time here is just to cut the corners as tight as you can. There's some really nasty S-bends here. I don't know if you've managed to catch any of those, Spike, where they've actually had to intentionally slam on the brakes.
The fact that you have to, a speedrunner has to slam on the brakes tells you how intense they are. But we're going to kick it over for one more quick donation before we jump into the next level.
Fantastic. Windchaser316 donates $50. Says, hi, SGDQ. Had to donate during the crash race. Just finished the trilogy myself a few months ago. Good luck, runners.
So now, Cameron, 3 levels down here in this warp. They should all be taking the same routing roughly through here, depending on their mass that sometimes can change it. But we're going here into Doubleheader, the final of the medieval stages, and my absolute favorite enemy in the trilogy. These dudes are swinging turkey legs at you.
You don't want to get too close to them, Spike. I know they look like they give good hugs, but trust me.
We hosted a race of this. Murcaz, you're my boy. Take one for the team, my man.
It's probably the best death animation in the game.
Yeah, you slam into the camera. A lot of personality going on in this remake. But you actually want to set up a hop slide off this wall to the right. So you have to make sure you hard crank away from the turkey leg guy. Murcaz, come on, my dude. See, that's what you had to drop the hop slide off of it. Wasn't brave enough. But again, hop slides all over the place. This is really the last level that's going to prominently feature the hop slide technique as we're moving on to a different piece of tech after this warp.
It's another really interesting part about this game is that the speed tech changes mid-run.
Yes.
You actually, and you'll see more of that in just a moment.
I was about to say, I love, you know, obviously you're an experienced speedrunner as well. I love when there's a lot of variety within a run, and we're going to get that here pretty soon. Cameron able to make his way out of Doubleheader. Nice stuff by him. 1 level to go.
It was awful, but thanks.
That's always great because as a commentator, I'm seeing like the end of it. Oh, must have been great. Thanks for calling yourself out like that.
All right, I had like a perfect road crash, so of course I take the least important level to do perfectly.
Let's go. Road crash, baby. You know what? That's worth clapping for because last time he did it here at GDQ, he almost lost the race. So he'll take it, I'm sure.
That's true.
So, all right, so now into one of our first real vertical-based levels. That double jump technique we picked up from Dingo Dial actually going to be on display here in combination with those glitched high jumps to get a ton of height and have very fast climbs.
Very cycle-based level as well. You've got all of the moving enemies on the hangrails, moving carpets. Their aim is to try it so they don't have to wait.
Yeah, and these carpets, definitely a thorn in runner's side. They can eat inputs a lot.
Infamous crystal placement there as well. They've got it hovering over a gap. So again, you want to get there so the carpet's hovering over it so you can grab the crystal because we need crystals.
Absolutely. Right there, you saw on that awesome climb by Cameron, having to not wait on any of those cycles at all, utilizing that combination of double jumps and glitched high jumps to get up as fast as possible.
Excellent job by JHobz as well, keeping the hop sliding going through. Doubleheader,
definitely looking like the strongest doubleheader of the runners so far. I know Hobbs likes to talk about, he feels stronger in the late game portion of the run, feels really strong about his warps 3 through 5, so we'll see how much of a comeback he's able to make off of that. Some of the mistakes, particularly the missed gate clip at the beginning of the run.
Yeah, I also don't usually miss that one, but I did change the way I started doing it, like 3 days before GDQ, so that's probably what happened.
That's dedication to the race. But here we are into the boss of Warp 3. One of the coolest strats in the entire run. Normally, once again, you got to wait for this guy instead, because he'll make platforms for you. Now instead, nah, we're not messing with any of that noise. He's got to wait for his iframes to wear off here, and then just stand on top of his face and hit him the second time. But now he's going to go for a death-defying strat to get a damage boost. Let's see if he gets it. Oh, the big boost. Let's go.
Let's go. I'm a little bit upset because in the original game, this guy's an absolute menace. And if you try and go over there and attack him, he just slams the fork down and that's it.
He doesn't even use the fork in this one.
He's not interested.
Wow. Well, NST better, clearly, as we can see.
I mean, obviously.
About to watch Murcaz go for the exact same stunt.
Going for the damage boost. 2 for 2, ladies and gentlemen.
Excellent.
Yeah, what happens in Crash Bandicoot, it's sort of the same thing almost like in Donkey Kong Country as well, where you get a boost, you kind of get a bonus jump after taking damage. So they have a very specific cue they're waiting for off of his attacks he sends out. And then you can get a auto bounce off of that to clear that gap and take him out. That strat saves over 30 seconds by itself. Hobbs not quite able to catch that last carpet cycle.
I thought about going for it, but
I was wondering if you were just going to try for it.
I was actually too fast in some spots, so I didn't know how to react, and I lost more time because of it.
So here we go into Warp 4 for Cameron and Murcaz. Again, they're both very close. Any mistake could put Murcaz in the lead, and JHobz right there to jump in case. Going into the entropy fight as well. I'm glad he was on where he's showing the name because I couldn't remember his name for a second.
One important reason why they go into entropy, because you're thinking, why don't they just gate clip again, right? Why don't they just skip him? Well, first off, he's a joke. Look how quick he takes care of it.
I was about to say.
But second of all, and more importantly, they get the most important power-up in the run. By defeating this guy, you get the Death Tornado Spin.
Which is just the most metal-sounding power-up that you could get in a game. Other than like metal blades or something. But they're actually going to use that for a completely different piece of movement tech. Let's see if JHobz can get the skip. All three, ladies and gentlemen. Love to see it.
That's what it's all about.
We'll get to what that tech is. It's going to be mock tornadoes coming up in the next 3 platforming stages. An absolute gauntlet for these runners. But until then, this level sucks and is boring and long. So read some donations, iggyzig.
Well, those are pretty fantastic. We have $224.37 from Vicarious Visions.
Whoa!
The dev of this game. Boo.
Don't boo.
They said, we love seeing our game embraced by the speedrunning community and featured at SGDQ. Good luck on your run. From the team of Vicarious Visions. P.S. We'll be watching.
Stick around for future techs.
Please do.
Yep. I want to remind everybody that we got a lot of ground to cover with those punch-out incentives. You are not going to want to miss them. So let's go. Let's make it happen, people.
We can fit in one more quick donation as Cameron's reaching the end of the level.
Fantastic. Raymond Luxury Yacht with a $15 donation says, hey guys, good luck on the race. Best wishes from the NST Discord. Stay cool.
Yeah, again, shouts to the community for this game. OG already had a massive community for the Sprash Fecta kind of, or the Sprash community. Nice to see so many runners coming out for Insane Trilogy. So here we are in Sphinx Near, the first of 3 extremely difficult levels, trying to catch some cycles in here as well. And now we're seeing this awesome tech. This was found very early on in the life cycle of Crash NST, that being these mock tornadoes. So Death Tornado Spin by itself is just kind of a way, almost like a hover. We're seeing it for its more intended usage right here. Maybe not quite to cover that big of a game. But they're actually, they have different setups to where they can sort of set up similar to the JHobz slides. They can start up almost the spin animation as they're going at a vertical or a bit of a tilted angle. So you see him waiting right here off the second step, and then like a top coming off, just shoot and gain a ton of speed going forward. The nice thing about this, unlike JHobz slides, is they can even do it off of flat ground. The more slant you have, the more forgiving it is, but these players can go for it absolutely anywhere. Absolutely death-defying skip right here, gonna try to do a glitched high jump into a double, into a death tornado spin to clear that entire gap.
Waiting on those platforms, too slow for us. Haven't got time for that.
That skip alone is pretty much why we do bosses 2 and 3.
Yeah, that by itself, you'll basically get back the time for having to do them instead of a gate clip.
Like, there's a lot of other small stuff too, but that especially is like, that's such a huge time loss if you had to actually wait on those.
Murcaz turn as well right here. Glitch tie into a double, into a death tornado spin, 2 for 2, and avoiding the flame.
So the next level is the hardest level in the run, so I'm gonna focus on this one.
Yeah, about to say, let's give him some serious time. We got Tomb Waiter right here. The basic mechanics is that water's gonna be bobbing up and down. I know you ran the OG games, most difficult in OG as well, right?
Yeah, by far, absolutely. Literally defines the meaning of cycles and catching cycles and trying to catch the next cycle. Really want to take the 2 masks into this level, as there's an imperative mask box that they want to get. And the main reason it saves so much in this level is because having triple masks active puts the water on hold.
Oh, unfortunate death right there by Cameron. That is almost going to tie this race up. Now the cycles are going to be different, and he's not going to have that triple mask. Murcaz coming in with both of his masks, a massive opportunity. Again, died in the first level of the run. Here he is. So again, this water's gonna be bobbing up and down. And unfortunately, we forgot to bring our snorkels into this level so we can drown. The players want to try to maximize the amount of time that they're on the ground and just obviously progressing through the level. So right here, Cameron picking up that mask would have been his 3rd mask without the death. Let's see if Murcaz can get to it.
I get to it, but I missed the cycle, so it's not gonna matter that much, but a bit.
About to say, still gonna give him some invincibility, and it's gonna keep the water at the bottom.
One thing to mention that's also really important is I believe you actually travel faster doing this tech, this Mark Tornado, in 3rd mask form.
No.
Oh.
No. Okay.
Okay, I wasn't familiar with that either. Okay, glad we had a confirmation, but I like the spirit. A lot of creativity right there from Murcaz, actually using these platforms that jet out of the wall to actually be able to stand on it and not be completely submerged in water. You're seeing the players go for absolutely stupid strats. You can blame JHobz for all of these ideas to actually bounce off of the boxes that are bobbing up and down, which are tiny little hitboxes. Also, look at how close this race is between Murcaz and Cameron.
Wait, did you guys both miss the cycle?
Yes.
So you left it to me?
Yes.
That was very smart.
Ladies and gentlemen, Murcaz has come back to take the lead.
Okay.
Again, hardest level in the run. Cameron set it up perfectly. Now JHobz going into it as well. Let's see, if you are able to hit all the cycles, you basically don't do any waiting. Bouncing off that TNT box, wasn't able to make it
Same thing.
either, unfortunately.
I was fast enough that the TNT box was lower than it normally is, which I should have adapted for, but I didn't.
So sadly, none of us made that cycle, but that cycle is like also the coolest in the game and like insanely hard to do.
And again, dying unfortunately takes both of your masks away, so those triple box strats, not an opportunity. Still got a lot of run left here, including a big gate clip. Going into our first of the futuristic levels, we got Future Frenzy right here, the last of the gauntlet of these platforming stages. All right, so Murcaz carrying that double mask in. He's gonna go for a double slide right there. It's a technique, normally you can't chain slides together, but actually if you kind of go from a jump, you can buffer a first slide, chain them together and go underneath right there. Now with this triple mask, we're just gonna try to barrel through all these enemies, setting up for these, again, these top-like mock tornadoes in order to catch platforms and then spin really far. Yeah, so you can see Murcaz making up even more time right here off keeping this double mask, whereas Cameron having to do some alternate strats is losing him just a little bit of time in each position, not having the triple mask. Setting up for a little bit of a damage boost right there. Oof, that is very scary how close Cameron got right there to those lasers.
I think he actually set up the damage boost there so we could just plow, like, kind of go through that section without taking damage.
JHobz, you made me pee myself a little bit right there. They're back here cleaning it up as we speak. I am sorry. I owe someone dinner. Rarely able to get off of that platform jetting out of the wall.
It's unfortunate that none of us were able to show that off because that is...
It's a hard level, man.
It's such a hard level,
really
but it's
difficult.
such a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, just barely missed the platform.
Also, I got to note that Cameron repping a little bit of Coco love right there. Actually lost a half second right there because of the animation. It's random which animation you're going to get. With that, we're in Bye-Bye Blimps. We're shooting at some blimps right here. Once we blow down all 7, we'll be good. We have just enough time for 2 quick donations, Iggy.
Appreciate it, Spike. Good guy 3202 with $10 says, come on, everyone, let's get some incentives met. We still need some more for the unique punch-out fights. I agree. Thank you so much. Clona Work sends us $15, says, good luck, Cam, Murcaz, and JHobz. You're all awesome. Also, show Couch some love.
Yo, shouts to the Couch again. Shouts to the NSD community. Love to see the support. We can get in one more quick donation, and then we have another gate clip. Go for it.
Fantastic. We need... CC10 Gaming, since it's $100, says, we need more donations for Punch-Out. The run is mind-blowing, and it needs to be run showcase at GDQ.
All right, so normally here we would have our next boss fight, but again, they're going to be going for an even harder version of the gate clip.
A bit of quiet here,
yep,
please.
Let's go.
Cameron, the first one into it.
Nice.
Give him a quick clap and then give Murcaz some serious time.
That is very, we reversed our roles because he usually fails it and I get it, so.
Unfortunately, going to have to go for it again right here. Wasn't quite able to get the trigger. Again, they are storing a menu in the background where they can swap back and forth between Crash and Coco, breaking the inability to get off of this elevator.
Damn it, Brody. You failed me.
This is obviously a big opportunity for JHobz. Let's give him some serious time.
I might be dead. Okay, I got it.
Nice.
Nice.
All right.
Give it up.
Second runner in there. That, like I was saying, though, that's a big opportunity for JHobz to catch up at the very least to Murcaz right here. Let's see if he's able to hit this first try again. Failed the verse gate clip at the beginning of the run twice. Some of definitely the scariest stuff to go for because, again, it's so much blind movement. I wish you guys could actually see what's going on there because there's so much going on in that.
Absolutely,
so much swapping back and forth between characters. Also, great bug light there by Cameron.
Making good use of the triple mask section to clear through that section with all of the explosive nitros and whatnot.
So my route's going to be pretty different since I entered Bug Light on first. Normally I'd enter Mad Bombers like Murcaz.
I had to load. I accidentally swapped characters while I was over a pit.
Which is normally something you just shouldn't be able to do, but here we are. So again, the route has to completely change for Cameron right now. He's going to actually do the 3 platforming stages and then end on some vehicle stages.
So gate clip is like really hard.
I loaded. Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, gate clip is really hard, and you saw me failing it.
It's super finicky. It's super precise. Your movements have to be exactly a certain way.
I'm usually very, very good at it, so I'm surprised I failed it, but that happens from time to time. We usually banter on Cam for failing it, because he's the most likely to fail it, but he got it, so that's great.
Now you can't do that ever again, huh?
I will. I still will. That's not going to stop.
All right, once again, good luck to JHobz.
This is slow. Gotta go for the double side, I guess.
I think I failed it again.
I'm not making this.
Yeah, really important. Can't stress enough how hard it is to do all of that stuff in the blind. There is actually a version of it that you can do where you can see what's going on.
Where you have some vision.
But it's just so much slower to set up that it's just not worth going for.
It's about a 20-second difference.
Yeah.
That's what I go for. That's the baby version of it.
I mean, for newer runners, I wouldn't recommend doing what we do until you're like
You don't need
close to us, basically. That's a very hard thing to do.
You don't need to do it until you're at a very top level.
Yes.
I think I'm in there.
Yeah.
There we go.
Nice.
Good job, buddy.
Gate clips
Well
all
done.
in the books.
And with that, that's a lot of the hardest stuff out of the way. No more of that now. Again, reason why skipping engine so important. The boss takes too long, and it gives you the bazooka power-up, which is of no use. Really.
No use. I remember JHobz made up like one strat to use it, but we won't go. We'll actually get to see that in a bonus level in future tense after this. For now, we've got kind of a buffet of different stages that we can look at right now. Let's focus on Cameron on the bottom right now doing Flaming Passion. Definitely one of my favorite levels just in the game, period. And one of those that it doesn't have like a one single strat that's super difficult. It's just a difficult one. I love this climb right here. Once again, utilizing those glitch highs and the doubles. Took a little bit of damage right there, but that's not going to be too important. This is the last of his platforming stages. So after this, masks don't matter for Cameron. And try to get over these guards right here. They like to cut your pants in half, and that would be against Twitch terms of service. Can't have that
I
here.
could have done a mock there.
It's really,
That's actually what they do. He dies from being mortified, showing off his boxers. But overall, very solid. Flaming Passion right there by Cameron.
Massive shout outs to JHobz as well. Very clean section there with the triple mask form. Just blitzing through Bug Light there. Navigating around a hole with the Death Tornado to avoid the enemy and land to carry on that Mark Tornado. Don't know why I said Hob Slide. That's no longer a thing. That's been not a thing for a while,
I was about to say, it's actually worth pointing out that the reason why they're electing to do Mock Tornadoes now instead of Hob Slides is because once you get Death Tornado spin, that changes the properties of your sliding and your spinning enough to where you actually can't do Hob Slides. But it works out very conveniently for the route that Hob Slides have the most effect on the early part of the early levels. And now Death Tornado spins, the Mock Tornadoes are actually more convenient for it. Actually, some intentional damage right there by Murcaz because that forces the doors to open back up. And you're about to get a stack of triple stack of the masks right there. So now we can try to carry this invincibility as far as we can.
Yeah, it's really mesmerizing to watch in the future levels, just like going around the enemies with the Death Tornado and then landing on the very small sloped terrain, just to then carry that through. And you go super fast on the conveyor belts that push you forward as well on top of the Mach Tornado as well.
Yeah, nice to combine those speeds right there. Another intentional damage right there by Murcaz setting up.
Got Cam there finishing up Mad Bombers, making it look fairly simple.
Fairly simple. It's one of those levels where it's probably, it probably looks like there's not much going on. But if you happen to like miss a couple of shots because you have to blow up the 2 different engines on each of the planes, then all of a sudden you can lose a ton of time because then one plane just gets really far away from you and just chasing them down for like 30 plus seconds.
All 5 planes take their own unique patterns as well, so you have to have like the understanding as to where they're going to be and kind of make your best route through it. But
absolutely.
So I thought I had a mask, and then I didn't, so I don't know why I didn't die, but I'm okay with it.
I was wondering, I was like, I didn't think you could take that, but okay, whatever. Yeah, both JHobz and Murcaz now into
Gone Tomorrow.
Gone Tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mixed up future terror.
Yeah.
There's too many futuristic levels. It was like we're building it up. Anyways, JHobz getting to the end of it. Cameron on the final level of his route of the run. Orange Asphalt right here, the last of the motorcycle levels. Yeah, motorcycle levels, it's very difficult to hit all the cycles that you want to hit.
Yeah.
They want to try to get past all of the racers by a certain position to avoid a cop car cycle coming up. There's also a lot of nuance you can use to actually use the enemies to your advantage, kind of getting into the side of them and letting you push and letting them push you into position.
Definitely helps on a lot of like the sharper S-bends that are coming up as well.
Yeah, Cameron able to get past all of them at a good spot, able to now get past the cop car. That is not an easy strat to pick up right there.
Has to drop the wheelie here, though. Unfortunately, can't keep it going due to, as you mentioned earlier, the reduced turning ability whilst in the wheelie.
It was something that I know on the PC version of the run, your control was a little bit better.
Yeah,
probably
absolutely.
a side effect of 60 FPS.
Definitely, yeah.
On PS4, that stuff was impossible, but still definitely very difficult. With that, Cameron going to try to carry this basically to the end of the level.
I'm gonna say it was better. It's better on PC.
For
It's
sure.
a lot better on PC.
Oh yeah, way better.
Don't run on PS4.
Murcaz making his way out of Gone Tomorrow as well. JHobz finishing off Mad
2
Bombers.
separate levels at the same time. Yeah.
And again, I really love that for like when you're getting into the run. There's a little bit of creativity you can have with, if you want to just get some levels out of the way a little bit sooner, you can do these 5 theoretically in any order with some definitely places where you want masks at different levels. With that, Cameron going into the final boss fight, it is Cortex. At the end of this boss, it will be time.
Arcan, don't die like 4 times.
Hey, I'm known to die here.
This is jokeable. I said there are certain levels that take away your mask. The boss fight here, Cortex, he doesn't want you having any masks.
The Masters are duking it out, Spike.
About to say, they're having a fight.
You can't have him. He's battling Uka Uka in the middle of the arena. But thankfully, he takes a very predictable line. They do the same thing, so it's essentially an auto-scroller, minus the fact that Cortex throws bombs in a random configuration.
Yeah, it's some of the only like RNG or randomness that's in the run. So you'll see him, he's gonna shoot some of these purple lasers, and then he's gonna set out 5 mines, which could be, anywhere on the Y-axis right here. So we'll see what kind of spray pattern he gets. They're
really good.
That was basically perfect.
You want him to throw them as far away from him as possible so you have more room so that when his force field deactivates, you have all the room in the world to just spin him straight down the hole, take away one of his hit points.
Yeah, the explosion radius is a lot bigger than it looks. We have all died to thinking we were clear and then an explosion hitting us. So
I did kill a PB to that like 2 weeks ago. So
It happens.
that's funny.
It happens. You gotta be careful here.
It's a long boss fight, so it's very possible that all 3 of them will be in the
boss fight. Yeah, Murcaz getting in, if it wasn't that gate clip, this would basically be a tie race right now.
This would have been very close with gate clip if I didn't fail gate clip.
Yeah.
Same. I just did it 2 different times.
I relate to this.
So I'm on the last phase. When I get sucked into the portal after collecting shoes, that's time.
Yeah, looking like a very, very solid run overall here for Cameron right now. Ooh, awful spray pattern for Murcaz up there in the corner. The blast radius of those bombs are a lot bigger than you think.
Not really much they can do in the fight in the in-between phases, so just going around the arena.
Yep, we got Cameron set up here. Another awful spray pattern. Oh, God. I was like, as cool as
Managed
it be
to
for the
make it
race.
work.
All right, in there. So they're going to be time right when he gets sucked up into the portal.
Time.
There it is.
Nice.
There it is.
Good job.
Let's go. Game is easy.
All right, and again, while Murcaz is doing this boss, I believe, Hobbs, you're on your last
This is my last one.
This is his
Okay,
last
yeah.
level.
Again, a very chokeable level at the end of a run in Flaming Passion. And still trying to set up those mock tornadoes off even flat ground right there. Picking up his last crystal.
That's too many. Okay.
Going for his climb. Let's see how it looks. Getting rid of the guard right there. Wrapping his way around, dodging out that very nice climb.
Some very death-defying jumps pulling off right there.
And now just tries to get above all these sword fighters. Wants to hold on to the pants. Whoop!
I thought he was going to be somewhere else. We're good. It's fine.
Managing to make it work out. Coming up to the end of the level. You've also got Murcaz on the side, sending
say.
Cortex down the hole for the last time.
Get ready for time.
Grabbing shoes,
Time.
and that's time.
Just about
Good job,
1
buddy.
minute
Very nice.
behind Cameron.
Good man.
About the time of the failed gate clip. And Hobbs making his way into the boss fight now as we speak. While we are having Hobbs finish up Cortex, I do just want to plug for you guys. We got a bunch of Punch-Out incentives. Punch-Out always was one of the most historic GDQ, kind of a staple that we see all the time. We got a bunch of Punch-Out incentives you guys want to donate for. They're all about $2,500 behind. So we need to get that cash in. While you guys are enjoying the speed runs, again, we're raising money here for Doctors Without Borders. We got the all-unique fights incentive that needs to be met. The Donkey Kong incentive. I'm assuming that's fighting Donkey Kong. That sounds cool as a fan of those. And blindfolded incentive. We've been talking about it for, almost 10 years now at GDQ runs, seeing these runs done blindfolded. You guys absolutely want to see it. Great spray pattern
That was
right there.
a weird pattern. I didn't know what to do. I don't know if we ever talked about these cool things called double slides, where you can slide twice in a row
Briefly touched
if you
upon
jump.
it.
Briefly, yeah, you have to jump, and then you can kind of buffer the first slide into it. But it allows you to chain them together just a little bit. Mainly useful for you to get under some of the steel boxes in a few situations.
Loving the
Also,
casual scroll.
the greatest, hardest tech in the series, I kid you not, the strut. You have to move it like 1 little centimeter on the joystick to be able to get across there.
I couldn't do
Let's
that
give it
at
up
HGDQ.
for the strut.
It's actually hard enough that my hands were shaking too much the last time I ran this game here, and I couldn't do it. So there you go. There's a little bit of strut for
Oh,
it.
baby, the strut. Oh, he's styling. He's profiling.
Where's the roach slam?
Woo!
I had a couple runs die there. Got a little scared.
Don't want to get too cocky in this fight because
No.
it can go wrong.
With that, Iggy, if you want to read us a couple donations, get us towards those Punch-Out incentives, then we'll call time on Hobbs.
That was really close.
Yeah, that was close.
That was fine.
That's another load of urine for me. I'm sorry.
That's fine, Spike. We've just received a donation from the Yeti.
Oh,
Y'all know where this is going for $10,000. They say, hey, y'all, Yeti here.
Real quick.
and
Time.
time. All right.
Excellent. 48.
For it. Planned. 48's his favorite number, believe it or not.
I believe it.
Yeah. Iggy, go for it.
Sure, let me get the comment up for that Yeti donation. Hey, all Yeti here. Thanks for all your orders. With your purchases, we've been able to donate $50,000 so far to Doctors Without Borders.
Wow.
Amazing.
If you're currently in SGDQ, please show some love to our dude Mike, who is running our table at the event. He loves Shrek, pinball, and vegan hot dogs. So if y'all know a good place in the area, hit him up.
Cool. So now, we've got our incentive, right?
We hit our incentive.
Yeah,
Future
once
tense.
again, thank you guys. There is, I believe, $7,500 by itself to get future tense in here. I can let the runners talk about this a little bit. This is my favorite level in the trilogy, actually, and it's completely original by Vicarious Visions.
So this is where I have a chance to still win.
I'm definitely the underdog in this level by far.
So are we doing Crash or Coco? What'd you go in as?
Crash.
Oh, okay.
I didn't think about it. It's also the boss.
I'll give the people some Coco. It'll be fine. Or my game's gonna crash. Okay, hold on.
Oh, it crashed before you even went into the level.
All right.
Okay,
So, Vicarious Visions, we appreciate your donation. But remember how I said stick around for future tests? Yeah, that might have been why.
The level's super cool. It also has some problems with it.
If you wanna like fix that crash, we'll love it. There's a few other ways to crash it that are scary, but I'm gonna get loaded back in here. But basically, Future Tense, yeah, DLC level, completely new one added to this game, totally designed by Vicarious Visions as opposed to Naughty Dog, which is all the other levels. And it's got a really awesome puzzly bonus in it that is very similar to like Vicarious Visions' other games. Other Crash games, that is. And we are now on a file that has actually beaten all of the bosses. So we have all the power-ups. We're actually going to use every single one of them. And you pretty much have to use every single one of them in this, but we're going to get all the boxes so we can get the box gem for you. And there's a death route in this level where we will get the death gem. Now, they're both sitting on the game over screen. I'm going to do the same because it's just an easier place for us to all start, and the cycles line up a little bit nicer. The main thing about having all the power-ups is that we have running shoes, so we might slide jump a lot more than slide spinning, because you can actually just carry the speed of running shoes a lot further that way. But with that, I think Spike and Sword, you guys want to give us a countdown?
Sure.
Yeah,
Let's start on 7, 6, 5, 4,
3, 2, 1,
go!
Don't die before the death route.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that. That happens.
if you hit a checkpoint and then die, you can no longer go on the death route platform, and you have to actually enter the level again. So that is the biggest way one of us could lose time in this level. You can die before the checkpoint, and you can die after the death route, but between those two things, don't
There's
die.
a little window of platforming we don't want to die for. But again, they want to try to break all of the boxes in the level. If you break all the boxes, that will give you the box gem at the ending. So you're going to see them utilize a bunch of different types of strategies. Like back there, they were able to cut through the middle box, utilizing actually the little bazooka right there to shoot out a little exclamation point box, making some other stuff spawn later on.
Playing this level for the first time casually, it's actually really creative as to the way that they've like set it up and have all the puzzles. Like you can't actually see those exclamation mark boxes off to the side when you need to hit them.
The other thing we're doing is specifically killing some enemies and collecting some fruit, because there is a known crash in this level, like a freeze that can happen, and we're avoiding that. So we have to actually make sure that we collect some fruit or spin it off screen.
Get those boxes later.
Yeah, it being the DLC level Future Tense, lots of enemies, lots of boxes, lots of fruit, lots of obstacles to cover.
We also really don't want to lose any masks.
Yeah.
Triple mask is really good in this level.
So here we are at the death pad. JHobz and Cameron able to both get to it first try.
And Murcaz as well, all three. Free for free, no one died right up to
No one died. That would have been instantly raced over practically. So now this death route, it is, again, kind of a bonus level right here. It's very difficult. You can see how evil these boxes are. You got to bounce on each of the middle ones, which are TNT boxes, which will blow them up off screen later on. And trying to weave their way around using that death tornado spin and the fans right there to weave their way around the rocket launcher enemies.
Yeah, the fans are really interesting because they actually put you into a state of death tornado spin. They literally just propel you up. So
I had to remember that enemy was there because he's not normally. I normally kill him, and that was really scary for a second.
Again, still setting up for those mock tornadoes all over the place whenever they can.
So this is where the game can crash, and it didn't. Yay! Yay! One out of 3.
So
again, them working against that by destroying and deloading a lot of different objects off screen.
The triple mask being really, really crucial here, as you can see from JHobz as well, just being able to completely pulverize this section with all of the...
Fix the game!
GG to Murcaz, baby!
We would love it if that got fixed.
That is consistent.
You can make it happen every time.
Yes.
JHobz here in the actual bonus level itself, utilizing some damage boost strats to actually just take out those TNT boxes, and then using the enhanced body slam to take out the rest of the steel boxes themselves. Leaving some of those boxes behind that are next to the nitro, because unlike the original, you actually can, you're gonna blow up the nitro boxes later just off of one detonator, and that will still load the other boxes on screen. So anything that's close to them will also blow up.
One of the best changes from the original, I think.
Yeah.
In the original, you had to go out of your way to hit boxes that were
See that
near
box in the
nitros.
background back there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Oh, that is.
I tried to show the people some things, man.
Oh my
What?
God, that's making this a very close race. Actually, all of a sudden,
I already won.
that's like he's done playing.
That's the important thing to show off.
Oh, I shouldn't have stopped.
Oh, that is making this very close with Cameron and Hobbs. Actually,
I wanted everyone to see the box.
There's a box if you look into the mirror reflection.
Oh,
there
is
on
there
Cam's
now?
screen, yeah.
all right, shooting off and
Oh, the hitbox not exactly
not quite
working
there
out
yet.
in his favor.
That's my fault, though. I know that's there. I know that hitbox is weird.
All right, so now Cameron in the final stage, trying to go 2 for 2 of the day on the races. Able to bounce off both of them, get the box gem, and that is time for Cameron.
This game is easy, bro.
All right, shoot him, get a little bit more distance, and hey, the box
There we
has been
go.
taken out for like the 3rd time today.
It's the nitro detonator that Spike was talking about as well. Didn't make much use of it because any percent don't need to break the boxes, but of course going for 100% completion here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely, I know you run OG Crash 103. Definitely want to see more Crash 300% love in
Yeah,
future
for sure.
GDQs.
I don't know what happened there, but I'm alive.
Sure. This is a very difficult platform section at the very end. And with that, that is time for Hobbs.
I had to show that reflection, man. If I didn't show that reflection, I had to.
It's your own fault.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for these 3 runners. Great performance here.
Well done
Crash
to all
3.
3. Amazing.
Also, I got one more thing real quick. First of all, like, just shout outs to all the runners back here, Blunt, Step, and JP, who are all great Crash runners as well. We've got an awesome Discord. Please check it out. It's on speedrun.com. And also, I know she's watching, so I am the worst son, and I forgot to call my mom on her birthday a couple days ago because I was getting ready for this. So it would really make her day if everybody could just really quick, not sing, but just say happy birthday on 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday!
JHobz' mom.
I also want to say something really quick that I know that my parents are watching and they're both getting married in like a week.
Wow.
So I'm like super excited for that. I'm sad I can't be there because they're here and I'm going back to Norway. So congratulations on that.
On 3, happy birthday to them. No.
With that, we'll say adieu. Thank you all.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thank you so much to CameronVengenz, to Murcaz, and to JHobz, as well as Spec on commentary for that fantastic Crash 3 run. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Punch-Out is next, and we are nearly halfway to the all-unique fights. We can make it happen. I want to see the GDQ magic happen right now. Towards that, we got a donation of $25 from Sonic TT1. Sonic TT1, not the donating from the crowd for the all-unique in fights incentive. First time here in person, having a ton of fun for a good cause. Let's get that bread. Slam Vivian sends us $25, says, loving this Crash run, but I'm also very excited for these Punch-Out runs by Zala coming up super soon. I know we can meet all 3 of the super awesome incentives. I agree. And we have Glass Joe with $20, Sacré Bleu. He says, guys, if you didn't know, I only get to fight once. Don't you want to see more of me? And he did donate towards the All Unique Fights incentive. Thank you very much, Glass Joe. You'll be hearing him in a little bit. Hadoken sends us $100, says, hey runners, thank you for making my work week much better just by being on in the background. Hey, viewers, let's get those Punch-Out goals met. Here's the first of several donations to keep the fun going. I agree, Hadoken, thank you so much. Guys, let me toss it over to a quick Twitch ad. Be a little bit, let me take you on the other side. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Summer Games Done Quick 2019. Up next is a run by the legend himself, Zallard of Punch-Out. But you want to see some more Punch-Out, you got to get the unique fights in. He is going to clown this game, absolutely clown this game. It's going to be phenomenal. We are just over halfway there. Like I said, I want to see the magic happen. Let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, you have answered the call. The Punch-Out We blindfolded incentive has just been met. Big contributor to that is Fangamer with $2,000. They say, let's see that blindfolded Punch-Out. Thank you so much, Fangamer. We got 2 more left, and we have one coming up in a few minutes. So, again, let's go. Vince02 sends us $25, says, hey GDQ, just wanted to wish all runners good luck and leave a huge thank you to all the staff for making this possible. Much love. All right, guys, I'm going to throw it on over to a sponsor break. We'll see you on the other side.
How many years have I waited for the warrior of light?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Summer Games Done Quick 2019. Lots of love for Zallard and lots of love for the incentives coming up. Angel Ducky, thank you so much for that $25 donation. They say GDQ is making my workday so much more bearable. Here's to helping to get the all-unique fights. Thank you so much. $100. Thank you from Mooniversal. Says Zallard's blindfolded Super Punch-Out run was my introduction to GDQ years ago. So hyped to see him tackle the Wii version blindfolded. Let's get those donations in. that, again, has already been met, but there's still time to get all unique fights in. Pizza Dude Man Guy 111 with a $50 donation says, watch GDQ for many years now, and I always look forward to Zala playing Punch-Out. Excited to see one of my very favorite video games, Punch-Out Wii Pulverize. Put this towards the Punch-Out incentives. Gotta see that hot blindfold action. Ladies and gentlemen, we're approaching the last minutes of setup for Punch-Out for the arcade. We need to get that all unique fights met. Otherwise, this is going to be a very short run. Zeller can make it happen. You guys can make it happen. I want to see the Phenomenalist. Let's do it. $15 from Lolcam Alpha says, hey Zala, since you're running Punch-Out Arcade at SGDQ this year, does that mean that Up-Down's cabinet is safe? Best of luck on your PR runs. You got this. All right, you guys are answering the call. Thank you so much. That all unique fights is climbing up very slowly, but we're still a ways out from it. So let's get it in, people. Sane since $50 says, can't not donate for Blindfolded Punch-Out. Let's get this incentive met already. Thank you, Sane. And with that, I'm going to throw it over to the interview area where Feasel will be having a post-game interview with the runners of the previous Crash 3 race. Take it away.
Hey everybody, I'm Feasel, and I am here with the runners from our Crash and Sane Trilogy race. We have Murcaz, CameronVengenz, and JHobz. Hey guys, thanks for joining me. Great race, guys.
Thank you.
So did you guys do a lot of practice races leading up to this? I mean,
yes.
You had some sense of how this might go?
Yeah.
We did. I'd say we did more like online before we got here.
Yeah, we did a lot online.
Yeah, it's a game that's like really finicky, and trying to have 3 people all sit down at the same time on like the PCs that are the same PCs we're going to use was hard. So we got a couple of practice races in on site, but not a ton. But they all went well.
It's a couple, like, it's really hard to like base it off a few races though, because like it's such a hard game in terms of like anything can go wrong everywhere, and it turns into like spirals just into bad stuff.
Yeah.
So it kind of turns into a race of who can make the least screw-ups.
Yeah,
stay the most consistent.
Yeah. Or at least the smallest screw-ups, right?
That's true. So who was the favorite going into this, if that can be said at all?
I'd say Murcaz.
I would say I'm the most consistent. As you saw, the trick that I failed and lost a minute and made me lose the race was the one that I feel like I'm very consistent at. But today it wasn't on my side, so.
It was weird because we were expecting that Cameron might mess up like gate clip a couple times or something, like, or if anybody were to mess it up, Cameron might mess it up.
And then we both messed
it up, and Cameron just nailed it like a boss. So
Game is easy.
Easy game. So each of you had small setbacks at some point or another, or small to medium setbacks. How did that sort of affect your thinking and the way you raced, or did it not really?
I started off by dying in the first level, but I lost like 20 seconds. And that kind of like put me in like okay, I can relax and just focus. I was in like, okay, I'm behind, but I just gotta play my own game. So that made me a lot more relaxed, that I've already done a mistake. And I was like out of the way.
Yeah, blessing in disguise. It's sort of like, this is not the perfect run, so forget about perfect run and just play.
Exactly.
What about you, Cam?
I think it was hog ride for me because I messed that up pretty badly, and I nearly lost. It was like a photo finish. It was sick. After that, I'm like, well,
well, you had a moment already, right? Like a hype moment.
Because if you lose that race, it's like 3 minutes, 2-3 minutes.
Yeah. For me, it's always like I always get more thrown off by making mistakes that I never make, like mistakes that are just very unusual for me to make. If I make a mistake that I do every other day, that's whatever. I can wash that off. And so when I messed up the first like gate clip, I was like really confused, which it goes to show, don't learn a new method of doing a really hard trick like a week before your big marathon run.
So the strats that you're using in this race, are they basically similar to what you would do in a world record or a PB attempt?
Yes.
Okay, so you guys are going all out for this. You're not,
pretty
not
much.
using marathon safe strats. So I mean, you can't really be criticized for making mistakes in the run when you're doing literally the...
As like mentioned earlier, we're the top 3 runners of the game, first, second, third, and me and JHobz is 1 second apart. Cam is like
30 seconds,
27 seconds ahead or something.
Like
and like, as like the top runners of the game, we go for like basically everything, and like even though we're far apart, we can all like any run that would be perfect would be like record at this point. I kind of feel like
the way the game is too is like, because so much of it is cycle based. When if you are going to go for a cycle that'll save you like 8 seconds or something, it's going to be a really hard cycle, but otherwise it's a big chunk of time for that game, right? So generally when it comes to like playing it safer for a marathon, for us it's, let me react to how I've been performing so far in this level, right? Like I'm 75% of the way through this level and I think I've been slow, so I'm going to not go for this exact thing that I normally go for. Like I'm going to think this guy might damage me or something. But you have to like commit to going for the really hard things because they just save way too much time pretty much across the entire game.
Yeah.
So you do adapt a little bit as you're playing
Absolutely.
to how you're doing.
Yeah, but it's usually like as that level is going, we're going to go into every level trying to go for everything, basically.
Definitely in the marathon run, but in PB attempts we go for everything.
Yeah,
it's like
right,
everything is basically like a reset. If we mess up, it's like basically a reset at this point.
Yeah,
at least for Cameron, but for me and JHobz, we have small mistakes to make still.
Yeah, pretty much.
So my question for each of you is, what do you think you really nailed? What did you do really well in that race?
Road crash stupidly for me. that was like stupid good for no reason. I like got past the one car and everything. And same with orange asphalt, like that was really good too. So the dumb things, the motorcycle levels. I also got every double slide that I meant to do, and we didn't really stress how difficult that is because it's a very minor piece of tech that's also really new in terms of like us implementing it in the run. So it's one of those things that like with speedruns where it's a building block of, we just figured out how to do it. It's like really difficult, but it only saves like maybe a fraction of a second, but we're gonna put them in so many more places once everybody gets better at them. Like you can just tell that it's gonna be like that. So we just started putting them in, and I did at least nail those in Gone Tomorrow and Future Frenzy, so that was cool. What about you guys?
You first.
I guess the gate clips for one, those were like perfect for me. Those were really fast.
Yeah, those were great.
I nailed those, and high time was really good. I nailed high time. Warp 5 was pretty good too. Bug light was pretty good. Tomb time was pretty good in Warp 2.
I think for me it was the hob sliding levels in Warp 1 and 2. They were like basically all perfect.
Yeah, your
for
brain
me.
out of his nuts.
Yeah, they were basically all perfect. Like hob sliding, I was really on point with that today, and the only like mistake in terms of hob slides was one in doubleheader and one in dynamite, I think. Other than that, it was perfect.
Yeah, you made up a lot of time in the early game because you started off with that death, but by about midway through, you caught back up and taken the lead for a while. So yeah, you were really executing.
I would say that he's like all over the game. JHobz is late game and I'm early game in terms of like how we play the best.
Yeah,
in terms
usually.
Of
like I was expecting to be behind them going in, to the first couple warps, and then hopefully I would catch up based on like some mistakes they make in warps 4 and 5 or something, and then I would catch up there. But unfortunately, the gate clips, like outside of that, I was really happy with my performance.
Yeah.
The gate clips were just really rough. They lose a lot of time.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for talking to me, guys. Cool. And
Thanks
we're going to take a little prize break with our buddy Sent over here.
Hello there, Feasel, and everyone. Welcome back to Summer Games Quick 2019.
Hello.
OmniGamer suggests that the first step on your road to picking up speedrunning is as simple as becoming more familiar and involved with the scene itself. Finding a few runners of your favorite games, interacting with them during their streams, seeing what they go through, searching for runs of some of your favorite games, and getting into what he calls the speedrunning mentality. You guys can get such nuggets of wisdom and more in his new book, Speedrunning Science, A Short Guide to Long Playthroughs, which is one of the many wonderful prizes we have available for this block. This block being from now until the end of Punch-Out Wii in a couple of runs here. Speaking of Punch-Out, guys, we have an incentive for Punch-Out Arcade that is so close to being met. Zallard is willing to fight not just the 6 bosses of any percented Punch-Out Arcade, but all 16 enemies in the game. And I believe we only need another $1,000 in donations for that. So guys, I'm gonna show you some amazing stuff you could put those donations to, but I want you to put all of those donations towards getting that in the marathon. And Joe, over there at the hosting desk, I want you to come yell at me when that incentive is met. There we go, the crowd loves it. That's what I like to hear. So first up, from Activision themselves, we have an amazing Crash and Spyro prize bundle. You're gonna get all kinds of great things. You're gonna get this Crash bobblehead. You're gonna get this Crash Team Racing figurine. You're gonna get some orange sunglasses, the best color of sunglasses. You're gonna get a sweatband. Of course, I don't need one, as I always look immaculate. Ignore the hair, don't worry about it. You're gonna get whatever this is. It's some kind of cloth. It's pretty cool. It's got Crash on it. That's all that matters. You're going to get a Spyro pool toy. It's Spyro. It's a pool toy. How could you not want one? And you're going to get a code for Crash Team Racing and Spyro Reignited. And that's all for a $15 minimum donation entry. That is an amazing value. Thank you to Activision for that, making that happen. Also from Activision, we have this great Crash Team Racing trophy. Look at this trophy. With it, you can proclaim that you are the best at Crash Team Racing, at least in your household. Guaranteed. Beyond that, no guarantees. Can't do anything for you. $15 minimum donation. Put it in your living room. Let people wonder what sports event you conquered in high school, only to inform them, no. Video games. Just put that down real quick. From our friend Pearl Pop, we have this absolutely beautiful Kirby parlor scene. Guys, this is parlors. This entire thing is a parlor. Can we zoom in on this parlor? Like, seriously, you see the picture of this? Oh, this is a cute painting. No, man, that's individual beads. There we go. Now you can see them. That is super cool. Shout outs to Pearl Pop for it. It's only a $10 minimum donation. Come on, guys. Get those donations in for this. I want it. I can't have it. JHobz can't have it. But you can have it if you get in that $10 minimum donation. So from Puzzle P, we have a couple of beautiful Punch-Out themed paintings. We have this one of Little Mac and Bald Bull, exaggerating Bald Bull's size, but I mean, he feels that big when he's staring you down across the arena. I'm sure both Feasel and Zallard, who's getting ready for our Punch-Out runs, can attest to that. Not a boss you want to be facing down on the other ring. And of course, we have this beautiful painting of Von Kaiser. Everyone, twirl your mustaches along with him. He is wonderfully evil. And this painting just captures that. I love it. Both of them are oil on canvas. And guys, we met the incentive. Bam, done. So Zallard is going to be fighting all 16 bosses in Punch-Out Arcade. Give yourselves a round of applause for making that happen. That's super amazing. Just a couple of more great prizes to talk about. We have this beautiful Punch-Out poster from Scotty Doo. I love this thing. It's just Little Mac made of a bunch of words that describe Little Mac. KO, sting like a butterfly, punchin'. It's great. $10 minimum donation. Love the art style. Love the idea. And finally, guys, don't forget that we have our amazing grand prize available all event, the Replica Master Sword and Hylian Shield. It's a $200 donation, but that is cumulative throughout the event. So hey, maybe you get $20 in, you get everything we talked about here on this table today, you get $20 in tomorrow, you get $20 in later, and before you know it, you got an entry into that amazing grand prize. But as always, you're gonna wanna head over to gamesdonequick.com, you're gonna wanna check out the tracker, because it's gonna have all the information on upcoming games, on upcoming prizes, and on upcoming incentives you can put those donations towards, like the Punch-Out incentive we just met. Everyone, we've already raised over $320,000 for MSF. That's insane. Give yourselves a round of applause. Feasel, that's all I got. Thank you so much for having me, and I'm looking forward to these Punch-Out runs, man.
All right, thank you, Sent. Those are some excellent prizes. And as Sent mentioned, we have coming up next the Punch-Out block. Zallard playing Punch-Out Arcade as the next game.
This is SGDQ 2019. I am Glass Joe, and I will be with you for the next run with Zallard. We have a $10 donation from Small Man. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing in the red corner, the myth, the legend, Zallard 1. May we get those all-unique fights and this all-unique challenger. And we met the all-unique fights, but we have not yet met Punch-Out We Donkey Kong. If you want to see Zallard take down Donkey Kong and do it blindfolded, make sure to donate to that. We have a $20 donation from CMM1215. Let's go, Zallard. Wishing you best of luck today. Let's get those blindfold incentives, which we have, again, pushing the We Donkey Kong. And they're ready, so let's